Programming. Programming is a complex skill, and it's actually quite hard to master. But what isn't? Playing a guitar is a complex skill as well. It's not that hard to learn a couple of chords and play some simple songs. Heck, even I can do that. But to play like this guy, well, you need something more. And what about football? Complex skill. It's easy to learn how to play the ball. But to win a championship, you need something more than that. And for martial arts, it's not that hard to throw a lazy kick or evade some other one. But if you want to learn some intricacies and complexities of the art itself, you need something more than that. And the missing ingredient is obviously a talent. False. You need a practice. You need a lot of practice. How many of you believe that? Okay. How many of you believe that you need a practice outside of your job? How many of you tried it at least once? Keep your hand in the air if you do it once a week. 3 times a week. Okay, now it's 1/3. 5 times a week? Every day? Wow, there are a few people. Cool. I work at Applicate. We do delicious software, and you might know us from organizing a Raspberry Conference this year. We'll do another one next year. And I'm basically a Rails developer, and I feel that I don't get enough practice in my work. And that's why the idea of programming workout came out. The idea in itself is very simple. You just pick an exercise, but instead of doing push-ups, you will be doing some exercises for refactoring. Instead of running, you could be touch typing. And it's simple. So what is the problem? The problem is the sheer amount of hours you need to put into the practice. So somebody said that it's 10,000 hours. I'm not sure, but it's definitely years, not a month. So there are 2 problems. First one, how to stay on the path to mastery. So it's really easy to play games instead of working out, or just not do any workouts because the weather is not good, or something like that. And the other one, how to choose the optimal path so you work out efficiently. So the programming workout has basically 2 aspects. The first one is to model the practice and the process of practicing from the real physical workouts of professional athletes, because there have been a lot of research and a lot of money put into devising efficient workouts. And the other one is to create a community that can be supportive, that you can compete with, and to gather around people who are thinking about the same thing, about practicing efficiently. So I started it at programmingworkout.com if you want to check it out. There are already 500 people interested, not that much active, but that will change. And it's a lot of things to talk about, and today I want to show you how you can use programming workout to just move along the path to the mastery. So programming workout is a skill, and like any other skill, you have 4 steps to master it. You start as a beginner. And as a beginner, you don't really know what you're doing. But being beginner is fantastic, because whatever you do, whatever you work out, you make progress really fast. So you can pick some exercise, do some workout on it. You don't need to measure any progress, because you'll get better at no time. But this has a danger. Well, it's easy to pick some skills, then to burn out and not go back to them again. So how many of you have some projects that they started and didn't finish? All right, it's everyone? Okay, so the idea as a beginner is to learn consistency first. So first you want to learn how to work out every day. So let's just start. Make a wish. Do not choose a goal. Goal needs to be well defined. Wish is something that will move a beginner forward. That's enough. So those are actual wishes of people who join the programming workout. So you might want to become proficient with Git, whatever that means. Learn more Vim, become a better touch typist, and so on and so on. So choose an exercise. Go to a Vim Golf, pick an exercise, and do that. You can do that for repetitions just like you would do push-ups. You can, if you want to learn Ruby, there is a Ruby game, Ruby quiz, Ruby whatever. There's a lot of resources on the internet that you can use to devise your own exercises. But if you want to go a step further, you can create a habit. And this is a complicated thing, because usually a habit, you will need 65 days on average to create a new habit. But if you hack it, it can happen faster. Has anybody heard of the method called 3 tiny habits? Oh, a couple of people, cool. So the idea is to make really, really tiny habit. So not even sitting in front of the computer and doing 5 minutes of touch typing. It's just sitting in front of the computer and opening the program for practicing touch typing. Or just sitting down and navigating to Vimgol's webpage. And you practice that. And to make the sticking of this new behavior easier, you stick it to existing habit. For example, when you come back from a coffee break, you can sit down and start your touch typing practice. Or, for example, after you brush your teeth, you can sit down in front of your computer and then work out. Whatever works. And there are 2 things that you need to focus on. First, celebrate the success by really simple things. Whenever you succeed with opening the practice program, you say yes, or you dance or something like that. Really, it looks ridiculous, but it works. It is like positive reinforcement of the habit. And you don't want to punish failure. Believe me, or look it up. You don't want to reinforce the mistake. All right, so let's say you mastered the beginner process. However ridiculous that sounds. You become novice. And novice know what he can't do. This is also an interesting stage. At this stage, you already learned how to be consistent. Now you need to learn how to work hard. At this stage, the progress will not be as fast as before. You will need to be more concrete. So set SMART goals. You probably know this. So goals need to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. S, M, and T, it's how you define a goal. So improve words per minute by 3 next week. This is specific, it can be measured, and it's time-bound. What does it mean for a goal to be relevant? Well, just first, it's prioritizing. So if you have some wishes, you wish to become better Vim user or better developer, well, think about which goals work toward this long-term goal. And also, if you don't care about touch typing, don't do that. And last one was achievable. That's interesting, because it's not only about something, picking a realistic goal. It's also about something that it's outside of your comfort zone, because only then you can make a progress. And there are a couple of hints here. If you're learning something completely new, for example, for me it was Prolog 2 weeks ago, find a teacher. Find a great teacher. For example, if you want to learn a new language, you can learn it hard way with Zed. Or if you want to dig deeply into object-oriented code, you can destroy some software with Gary, for example. Or just pick a book or pick some resource. But you don't need to go alone with a new skill. It will help you. And at this stage, focus on one thing. You want to know the process of becoming better at one skill. So this is what you want to train. And keep working hard. When you do that, you'll become an adept. And then you will finally know what you can do. This is really, really interesting place to be, because right now you're not yet a master, but you know what the programming workout is all about. You know how to practice, you know how to do that every day, you know how to motivate yourself. This is time for increasing intensity. And this is useful when you hit the plateau. So when you make a progress and then you stop. So you can add some exercises, you can make them more complicated, you can use some exercises that cover multiple skills, like do a code kata. And then you can uncover that you're maybe not using your editor efficiently, or maybe you're not touch typing fast enough, or some other little thing that you can improve. And then attack this skill with some isolated exercise. Basically experiment. And at this time, you will travel a long way. So share your story. Go to the community and share it. Help other people with your experience. After spending a lot of time at this stage, you might finally become a master. And master can do. This is the stage at which you will master the whole process. It will become a second nature to you. So what should you do? Well, you can keep up good work, not stop getting worse, but keep in mind that you need to go back to basics from time to time. So become a beginner and try to think as a beginner when you want to learn some new things that you're not yet mastered. The nice way to do that is by teaching. So you might find, have you heard about Rails Girls, for example? Yeah, half, okay. Yeah, it's a fantastic thing. It's a workshop for girls, women, and their boyfriends who want to learn to program. And most of them are really beginners. In Krakow, we have Web Muses, which is a local version of this movement. And it's fantastic. It's really eye-opener to teach somebody basics. And it makes you feel really humble, because if you haven't been teaching somebody who haven't been programming a lot at all, you don't know how many things you take for granted. In short, mastery is not really a goal, it's more like a process. So think about what Master Lee said. A goal is not always meant to be reached. It often serves simply as something to aim at. Nice. And preparation for tomorrow is hard work today. So I would like to leave you with those 2 sentences, and maybe we'll see sometime in the future at the gym.
Thanks, Michał. Questions?
There is it.
I love the idea of learning by teaching. Which advice would you could give to start teaching somebody who has no idea of programming at all?
So what is the question again?
What advice you could offer for people that want to start teaching to somebody that has no background at all? I mean, because I've been a teacher at the university, but obviously that guy has some idea of a lot of things. But I want to teach somebody that has no background, anything. I mean,
The
high
best
school or something like that.
But the
How to
best
start?
advice is just do it. Just find the person who wants to learn programming and just try to teach him or her something. You will learn a lot by this process. Like, you will uncover a lot of different things. Probably I can't give you better advice than that, because like it depends from the beginner to the beginner. Like, if somebody have taught their parents how to use a mouse, for example, you will know what I'm talking about.
Any other questions? Well,
Okay.
Thanks, Michał.
Thank you.